Okay.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kim Adley. So happy to be here tonight and just so honored to be able to speak to you this evening. My friend Jennifer invited me. She said, Kim, I'd like you to talk to my membership in my Happy Feet class about how to plan for fun. And I said, "Oh, Jennifer, thank you so much." And she said, "I've been following you for years, and I think that you do such fun things." And that made me very, very happy because that is really one of my number one goals in my work that I do. Well, first of all, I'd just like to make sure that you all see this really fun hat. And it comes from one of the places that I love to take people to in my business, which is called Passport to Pittsburgh. And I started the business 8 years ago at a very, very dark time in my life, actually, when I was very, very sad and almost catatonic after a divorce of 30 years. And what was I going to do with my life? Where was I going to go? How was I ever going to pick myself out of this hole? And I started giving tours to other people working for another company. And I thought, well, I could do this so much better. And I went back to school because I always found that education was a source of joy, and learning something new always made me feel fulfilled. So I went back to Chatham University and I took a course called Business Startup, and I wrote the business plan for a tour company that would not be like all the other cookie cutter tour companies where you got a canned speech and nobody was engaged, but a tour company that would approach life the way I like to approach most all things, by doing it the way I want it done, like the golden rule of life and everything, teaching others the way I want to be taught, touring the way I want to tour, treating people the way I want to be treated. So I started this company called Passport to Pittsburgh, and it's just been a great joy creating all the fun adventures that get people out of their box, their space, and out of their neighborhood, make them cross bridges and go through tunnels in Pittsburgh. And they don't want to. Sometimes they say, no, don't. South Hills people don't want to go to the North Hills. I say, don't worry. They use the same currency. So anyway, this hat is from one of my favorite places that I take people to on one of my happiest Pittsburgh 101 tours, when I give people an overview of the city. And it's from Randyland. And I'll encourage you to Google it and read about Randy. He's not a trained artist, but he is a folk artist. And he took a very deplorable space in the North Side that was ridden with crime and hypodermic needles when he first moved in, and garbage and all sorts of terrible things. And he took an abandoned building and bought it for $10,000 on a credit card. It's a very happy story. And then started painting it and collecting trash and recycling trash and turning it into folk art. And I really say it's one of the happiest places I have ever been to. So it's free, and it's every time I go, I see something different and unique when it's there. It's colorful, it's bright, it's peaceful. And I strongly encourage you to go and see Randy at Randyland. He was having a hat sale in the spring, right around Easter. He called it the Easter bonnet sale. And he had posted on Facebook. So I was out and about, and I went with my friend, and we picked a couple of chapeaus. It was a donation, ranged $20 to $100, he wrote on the sign. So whatever you could give, but it was to raise money for his paints, which are not really paints, but stains. And they are very vibrant, and they last well in water. They withstand all of the terrible elements. If we could only be all covered in beautiful stain, we could withstand all the elements. So my Randyland hat, just to give you a little bit of, and yes, I do wear it because it's fun. So my business I have another business too that I've had for 27 years, which is also very fun. I was a school teacher, and when my children were first born, I had a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, and my husband, my ex-husband, said to me, "You should stay home and raise the kids." And boy, that was okay. So I retired, and I started the very next fall a storytelling business. So I also work as a professional storyteller for children, and I dress in a full costume, which is really quite fun. If you ever just want to have some fun, put on a crazy hat or a feather boa, or some crazy glasses, and it really it takes you out of yourself for a few moments, and it's quite a fun diversion. And I have loved the work so much, not only because it gets me the ability to be theatrical, it also I promoting literacy and learning in the work, but I'm always surrounded by children. And who understands fun more than children? And when you think about fun, you think, oh, only kids have fun, right? But that's where we must change our thought processes. They have a different kind of fun, a carefree type of fun that is really essential to the way children learn. They learn through playing, and that's really important. But we also, as adults, going through all the things we go through in life, I believe that we also learn valuable lessons about ourselves, about the way we can go through things, and about the way we deal with others by having fun. So I'm really honored to be here and talk about this, and excited too. So I hope you're comfy and maybe have something to drink. And I want to talk about what fun really is. Okay, so when you think about the word fun, and I was like, how can I explain what fun is to people? Because it's really different for everyone. But fun, according to the dictionary, is what provides amusement and enjoyment to a person. Think about that. What provides enjoyment and amusement to a person? Well, that's going to be different for all of you in all of your little boxes. Hello, everybody. Wave, please. Okay, that's good. Thank you. And so we have to think about what's going to be fun for us is not going to be fun for, like, maybe if I said, oh, let's all wear these hats, some of you would just, I am not going to do that, right? Would just not be comfortable with that. So everybody has to find their own personal definition of what provides amusement and enjoyment for you. So, but it's really important to do that and to consciously think, what is that for me? Have I forgotten because I've gotten overwhelmed with what is happening in my life right now? I've forgotten what it is that gives me amusement and enjoyment. It's gotten pushed back in the recesses, and we need to bring it forward with purpose, because it just doesn't happen. So as adults, we need to be the ones who focus on all the serious stuff in life. And Lord knows there is enough of it. I mean, just this week alone, have you watched the news? It's just overwhelming how serious it is. So we watch the news. We're preoccupied, and we're constantly monitoring and taking care of our health. And we have budgets and bills to pay, and all of these grown-up things that just are pervasive and surround our thinking. So all of that, layers upon, and creates stress. I mean, I have to turn the news off some nights. It just gets me so stressful. So, and I'm sure when you think about your doctor's appointments and what you have to do, the medicine, it probably just really feels so overwhelming and stressful. So in order to I've always been one where if you put some kind of an obstacle in front of me, I'm going to figure out a way to get around it. I call that resilience. And I think that that is part of my motivation and part of my drive in my work. You know, I've hit a lot of bumps in the road, you know. My friend, I told her I was going to speak to you tonight about this group about fun. And she says, well, where does your motivation to do all this fun stuff come from? Why do you do it? I want to make other people happy. I really do. And it comes from deep seated in my childhood. I lost my dad at age 4. My mom was very, very depressed and sad. I was constantly wanting to make her happy. And she's 96 and I've never been successful. But I am very successful at making other people happy. And I've found ways to, I mean, I try so hard sometimes that I need to tone it down, you know, but it's part of what motivates me in the work. And you have to find your motivation to seek out your own fun as well. So what we need to do is we need to make time and we need to plan for fun, because it just doesn't happen for grown-ups like it does for kids. You know, kids, you know, you dump out a box of blocks, they're having fun. We dump out a box of blocks, we think, oh my God, I have to pick them up, right? So it's a totally different perspective, but we must think about it because it has great benefits. And I was reading some research today as I was prepping to talk to you about some of the things that fun does for you. Fun lessens stress. And when you have less stress, guess what? You sleep better. I want to sleep better. I know when I'm under stress, you know, I'm waking up, I have a million things going through my mind. I'm worried. You're worried about your doctor's appointment. You're worried about this. But if you've had an active day with some fun in it, you're going to sleep much better. Number 2, fun. How about this? Fun eases pain and helps you cope better with pain. So I know, you have pain, but you're watching something funny, you're laughing, and you're forgetting about that. You're coping with it better. It doesn't go away. It doesn't make it go away, but it helps you cope. And that's really what we want to do. Number 3, I like this one. I love this one. Fun keeps you young and energized. Oh baby, I wanna be young. I've just turned 61 and I have 2 grandchildren. And my son said, what do you want the kids to call you, Mom? When my daughter-in-law was first pregnant with her first baby, Owen. I said, oh, I know what I want the babies to call me. I want them to call me gorgeous. Yeah. My daughter-in-law like rolled her eyes at me. And my son was like, come on, Mom. I'm like, what's wrong with that? I know, what, Gorgeous, can I have a cookie? Can I sleep over at Gorgeous's house? Gorgeous, read me a story, right? I thought it sounded fabulous. So I said, okay. How about Gigi? And my son said, that's better. And my daughter-in-law was like, okay. But what my daughter-in-law does not know is that Gigi stands for Gorgeous Grandma. So you mustn't tell her. Anyway, fun helps you stay younger and energized because the alternative, stress, ages us. Lines, furrowed brows, right? I'd rather have laugh lines and smile crinkles than furrowed, sad brows. And so keep smiling, make those smile lines. Okay. I like this one. Although, research. Fun makes you likable. Now, this is a perception of other people. So if you're a fun person, people they're magnetized to you. They want to be with you. Oh my God, she's so fun. people are drawn to you. So that's a perception of others. All right. Number 5. I like this one. This is a cool terminology here. Fun increases flow. Well, that's a really buzzword right now. Flow. And what flow means is like the mental state where you're really engaged in something. You're focused, your energy is all focused on it, and you are fully involved. I call that experiencing something. I like to do that. I create tours where you're really engaged. You're really you're having an experience. Where we're going to be going up Thursday to Amish country, for example, in New Wilmington, and lots of people go out to Amish country, and it's kind of commercialized. But my tour, I hire a woman who lives in the community. She gets on the bus, tells us all about these people, and they're an old order Amish community. And then we go to their home. We go to the grocery store in their basement with the potbelly stove and the gas light. We go to where they make the quilts. We go to their greenhouse, and each where they make us some little homemade goodie and give it to us. So we actually engage with them. It's a total experience. It's a flow. So fun helps your mind, your mental state become engaged. When you're having fun, you're focused your energy on what that fun thing is. Fun makes you smarter. Studies show that it releases endorphins, dopamine in your brain, and also oxygen, which all promote learning. And as a teacher, I was always about, what kid wants to sit there and hear someone lecture all day? Are they going to remember that? No. But are they going to remember that we went outside and blew bubbles to learn about surface tension? Yes. Yes. It's going to make you smarter. Fun protects your memory. So it's been studied that stress management helps reduce memory loss. So those are like 7 good reasons why we should have fun. So enough. Let's start planning. All right. So I have broken it down into a couple of different ways that you can actually have fun. One of the most important ways is get out of the house. Change of scenery. Get out of the house. I don't care if it's for 10 minutes a day. Start with 10 minutes. Build up, and go somewhere. Change your scenery. It's just the beginning of starting to have fun. Okay? Not that you're not going to be able to have fun in your home as well. And I'm going to give you some pointers for that too. But I think and the weather's nice now. It's a really good time to get out of the house, get some fresh air, and have a change of scenery. And there's lots of ways to do that around Pittsburgh that don't really cost any money at all. So I'm going to give you lots of free tips. I think that one of the funnest things, one thing I enjoy or find is my amusement, is I love music. And I believe that music can be a great instrument for having fun. And going to hear particularly, well, of course, listening to music at home every day is a really great thing to do. Put on, I don't know, who's your favorite artist? Karen, I see your mic is off.
Oh,
who's your favorite?
Sorry.
No, I like it. Talk to me.
Okay. I like Kenny G.
Kenny G. Oh, nothing like that sexy saxophone, right? Mm-hmm. So put on some Kenny G and dance around your house. Nobody's there to look at you, right?
I tell Alexa to play music all the time.
Beautiful. Let Alexa be your friend, right? She can play any song you want. Your blast from the past. So listen to music at home, but then get out of the house and go. There's a ton of free concerts in Pittsburgh and Western Pennsylvania right now. And I sent Jennifer an outline of what I'm talking about tonight. So she's going to send you all these links. If you like classical, on Sunday mornings over in Mellon Park, they have Bach, Beethoven, and brunch. And there's a classical concert every Sunday morning. You can take a little brunch with you and sit and listen to that. At the county parks on Friday nights in South Park, a whole series of concerts Friday nights. You bring a folding chair, you can bring food, you can bring whatever you want to drink, and you can sit by yourself, because you're never really by yourself. You're in this group of people, but you're outside and you can listen to those concerts. And on Sunday nights at Heartwood Acres at 7:30 in the beautiful scenery of that mansion. There's a whole wonderful series ranging from the River City Brass Band this coming Friday to rock and roll to the Beach Boys wannabe band, all of them. So there's a whole list there, and I provided the link for you. Another wonderful way to get out and change the scenery, which I think is super fun, and you could go to a different one every day of the week if you wanted to, is visit a farmer's market.
Yeah.
They are so fun. And, you know, not only will you see and be able to pick up healthy food for yourself, fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, pressed juices, organic honey, but there'll be prepped food for you too if you don't feel like cooking. And there's sometimes live music, there's crafters, and they're all different. So I provided the list of the ultimate guide to Western PA farmers markets. And seriously, you could go to a different one every day in a different neighborhood, which also is part of the fun experience too. So, for example, if you feel like driving, on Saturdays, there is the most awesome farmers market in Ligonier. Over 130 vendors. So, I mean, you'd probably be exhausted walking around, but just take a portion of it and then go and explore the little town of Ligonier, sit in the Diamond, get an ice cream at the Ligonier Creamery, and just enjoy that experience of going to Ligonier because you went to the farmer's market. It's a motivator to get you out of your comfort zone. Okay, you can go, I'm sure wherever you live, there's probably one in your community too, and it'd probably be on this list. Say you want to really get bold and daring and you want to go downtown or downtown, and they have a wonderful farmers market every Thursday in Market Square. And there's a live concert too at noon. And then just the beautiful surrounding and energy of being in that space downtown, surrounded by the PPG building. And there's a fountain across the way. It's just a great experience. You can, I'm not sure where you all live, but usually there's some parking in the square, but it's just a great, also different kind of farmers market. And then there's all the ones in the different communities. But if you look, there's a different ones every day of the week. So there's no excuses. Oh, I missed my farmer's market on Tuesday, because you can find one somewhere else that same day. All right, so visit a farmer's market. Next, get outside just for a minute and take a stroll. Take a walk. Even if it's just on your street, around your neighborhood, and each day maybe a little further, or each day a different way. Come out of your driveway, one day you go right, one day you go left. Or go to a favorite strip mall that you like. Walk there, walk in the mall. But I like to walk outside in the summer. And what I included is a list of I think it's the 10 nicest walks in the city, and they're easy loops that you make. You can't get lost, you make a circle. And like one of them is in Shenley Park, and they have that old lake down there where it's right near where Phipps Conservatory is, and these old bridges, and it's just a cool walk. So don't be afraid to explore and get out and enjoy nature. Nature is and sit down and just listen and watch, and people will be walking by all, on their bikes, on their walk, all kinds of different people doing different activity. And it's just fun to people watch in these many beautiful trails around our city. Okay, so, oh, I love this one. When was the last time you were on a picnic? Think about it. When was the last time you were on a picnic? I mean, like a real picnic in a park, not in your backyard, a real picnic where you packed up some stuff purposefully and took a blanket and a brown bag lunch or a fancy schmancy basket with, you don't need to, you just need a brown bag, or grab some takeout, but take a blanket and put it in the grass and sit and eat. It's so fun. And pick different places to do it. I put a list of best places to picnic in Pittsburgh. And, one of them was like sitting down at the point, watching the fountain, or just any of your local parks that and it's so fun. Take off your shoes, put your toes in the grass, and, sit in the shade or sit in the sun, but just take your peanut butter and jelly sandwich and sit out on a blanket somewhere. Have a picnic. Okay. How about, I also love that Western PA is loaded with lots of local festivals to attend. They don't cost any money to go. Of course, you could spend a lot of money when you do go, but if you just want to walk around, there are just so many different music festivals and food festivals and ethnic festivals and church festivals, and just the list is endless. And I sent the festival list and review list for all Western Pennsylvania, which includes counties in surrounding Allegheny County as well, because that's a fun thing to do just for a day. Go to the Butler County Fair. We don't have, and go look at the cows and the pigs that won the blue medal and blue ribbon, right? And who made the best apple pie, and just all those fun things that are free and just need to be planned for, right? Mm-hmm. So I provided you with that whole list. Oh, and not to mention the one that's our new best food festival, one of the best food festivals in America, Picklesburgh, which is on one of the bridges, and everything on the bridge is pickled or made with pickles or looks like a pickle, or so you better like pickles. Okay. After that, I was thinking that it's fun I wanted to incorporate some kind of sports. And of course, no matter what the season, there's always something, sports related that you can catch. Right now it's baseball season, and you can get a cheap ticket in PNC Park, and it's just so enjoyable. The view of the city is, spectacular. Get some peanuts and Cracker Jack, and make sure you stay for the pierogi race. Yeah. And just laugh at how silly it is that these pierogies run a race in our city, right? Or go out and see the Wild Things, which is our minor league baseball team out in Washington, PA. Or here's really great. I had the best time the other day. I went to a Little League game.
Yeah.
And I knew someone who was playing, but if you live near a public, a neighborhood park, they have a little refreshment stand. What is more fun than watching little kids trying to play baseball, right? This one little kid was sitting out in the grass, playing in the grass. He wasn't even standing up in center field, and they're just so simple and joyous. So catch a game. My next pointer is really, really something that I have found peace in and happiness. it wasn't until later in life that I ever got to see the ocean. I was only 18 when I first saw the ocean or a large body of water. But my pointer is get to some water and sit by it. There's something so regenerating and peaceful and calming about sitting by a body of water. And, you know, it can be really a lake. I liked it during the pandemic. My friends and I would take our folding chairs and a bottle of wine, and we would go and sit on the North Shore by Mr. Rogers' statue. And we'd watch the boats go by and the sun set on the city. And it was so simple, but it was so fun. We brought takeout, you know, and, but we watched the river and the boats and sit by some water. It's so peaceful. It's so good for the soul. And I listed the 10 best waterfront spots in Pittsburgh and 7 gorgeous lakes around Pittsburgh that you can go visit. And I don't know, maybe take a fishing rod and get some worms. It's really fun. Okay, my next pointer is about gardening and how does your garden grow? I find great joy in growing things. I'm not really very good at it, but I find great joy in it. If I go and I buy a tomato plant, I don't plant it in the ground. I have a little container garden on my back patio now. So I'll plant some basil and I'll plant some tomatoes. And I just get so excited by the end of summer if I can pick enough basil to make a little bit of pesto and a few tomatoes to make a little chopped tomato salad. And I can actually eat something that I grew. It's just, I don't know. I just get great pleasure out of it. For other people, that's not for them. But for me, I find it fun. Maybe it's just planting a pot of flowers. And I, last year, sought out a flower from my childhood that meant something to me that I remembered I used to pick and brought me great joy. And we used to play with them. We used to take them off the ends of the stems. They were snapdragons, and we used to make them talk. You know how to do that when you squeeze the snapdragon and the mouth goes open? Okay, if you don't know how about that, you got to go seek that out and you got to try one. Anyway, I planted snapdragons in my yard last year, and I just got such a kick out of that I had snapdragons. And when my grandson came, I showed him how to do the little dragon talk. And it was just a simple joy. But some people don't want to get dirty. I understand. So if you don't want to get dirty, then go visit a garden that someone else has done the work and you can just enjoy the scenery. Phipps Conservatory this summer is so gorgeous. They have an exhibit there called Monet in Bloom. And they take a Monet painting and they recreate it in flowers. It's just beautiful. The Pittsburgh Botanical Garden is an outdoor space where you walk, beautiful trail. There's a meditation garden. There's a fairy garden. There's a Japanese garden and a beautiful lake there. And I also provided a list of 10 glamorous gardens in Pittsburgh and some of them free as well. So that list is there, and that's a wonderful thing to plan for. Plan to go and see a beautiful garden this summer. So first thing was get out of the house, change of scenery, fresh air. Number 2, gather with others. We cannot do this alone. We can, but it's no fun. So find your tribe, those people who know you, support you, are there for you, and say, hey, wanna do something? And they'll probably say yes. And they'll probably be so glad that you initiated it. So then they'll say, well, what? I don't know. What do you want to do? Well, if you don't have a tribe, or you don't want to, let's back up a little bit. If you don't have a tribe, you can go find some people that you would have something in common with. And I highly recommend your local library to do that. Your local library is just the place where people come to gather for different reasons, reading, socializing, and libraries have really changed. Go on your local library website. I guarantee there's activities going on, movies, classes, crafts, all kinds of different things that you can participate in with other people. And then you have to worry about them. You can say, make your craft and say, okay, see, I had fun, bye. Or you might make a new friend. So I cannot say enough about libraries. And if you like to read, they always have book discussion groups. And that is a wonderful way. If you enjoy reading, I wish I could concentrate now. I can't. I used to run several book clubs, but after my divorce, I just couldn't concentrate on a book. So maybe you're preoccupied with so many things that's your case as well. But books on tape are wonderful distraction. And then you can still participate in the discussion. Or some of them don't even care. Just come. Use the book as your coaster and put your cocktail on. Okay? So I love libraries, and I did put a list of the 10 best libraries in Pittsburgh, but that's just because of their size and the amount of collection they have. All libraries are wonderful and special, no matter how big or where they're at or what they have. They all are special. Okay, then also go visit a museum and sit in front of the water lily painting in Carnegie Museum of Art and just ponder that. How did he do that, right? And just look at all different kinds of art that are there, but not just art museums. We have history museums. We have the Heinz History Center, which is wonderful. We have Andy Warhol Museum, and we have some free museums that are just amazing. There is a Frick Museum over at the Frick Pittsburgh that is free to the public and has Helen Clay Frick's personal collection in it that you can go in anytime and look at. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing that she gave Pittsburgh. And his mansion is there too. If you'd like to tour a historic mansion, that's a really fun day. And then get a lovely fancy picnic lunch at the cafe there. Also, there's a fun museum in Manchester that I just love. It's called Bicycle Heaven. And it is a collection of the craziest bicycles from all over the world and throughout history. And if you remember Pee Wee Herman, Pee Wee Herman's bike is there. Wow. Okay, so visit a museum. How about taking a class? And it can be online or it can be in person. What got me through the pandemic, from some dark days, was an online watercolor class that I took. And I just loved it. I had never done watercolors before. And, step by step, we built skills up. And I don't paint now regularly, but I know how if I want to. But it was just joyous for me to have that creative process of learning to use watercolors. So I can't say enough about taking some kind of a class that you're interested in learning about. I really believe that we're lifelong learners and that there's so much fun in acquiring new skills, no matter what our age is. It's on my list. I'm going to learn how to change a tire. I think I might have to take a class on it though. I'd rather watercolor instead. That's more fun to me. But I also took a course during the pandemic on meditation. And it was an online course but then I learned how to follow. It's a guided meditation teacher, and she was just wonderful in helping me. So hard when we have so much stress and things we're worrying about. It's so hard to clear our minds. And it really is something that you have to practice. But when you get the hang of it, and I added the link here to the Brower Institute of Holistic Medicine and Meditation. She is just wonderful. Her name is Dorit Brower, and she has some guided meditations on YouTube that you can just follow along. It's not like what I expected, where I have to completely clear my mind of everything, which is completely impossible, right? Mm-hmm. But her voice helps you to get that flow and to focus on what she is trying to get you to think about. So I highly recommend it for people who have lots of stress in their thoughts and in their brain, to help clear that, sedate that, and give you some time of peace in your thinking. So take a class. And back to the gathering people together. So when you say, hey, you want to come over my house, right? They're going to say, what? Yeah. What do you want to do? And you're like going to be, what are we going to do if you come over my house, right? Because people are a great diversion and create fun. Well, we could play a game, right? You can also go out and play a game. You could go play bingo, you could whatever, but you could play a board game. You could play charades, all these old things that will make you laugh, just laugh. You could, I know what's great when people get together. You could eat, right? Come on over to my house and eat, right? Well, I don't want to cook for all these people. Okay, it's a potluck. Everybody bring something. And you don't have to bring anything. I'm providing the plates and the napkins, right? Because you're the fun host and hostess, right? So everybody brings something. So you're going to have a potluck or a happy hour. Ooh, a happy hour. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if you're not able to drink because of maybe medication, how about shaking up some mocktails, right? Mm-hmm. There's nothing funner than the sound of a shaker. And get some fancy glasses out. And shake the ice and the lemonade and whatever, a little cranberry juice, shake it up and pour it in a martini glass. And it's so much fun, okay? And you got your friends together and they brought all the food and you're just the fun hostess with the mostest. Okay. How about, come on over to my house because we're going to watch a movie, okay? All right, so pick a movie theme. It's cowboy night. We're gonna watch we're gonna watch John Wayne movies, okay? Or we're gonna watch action. We're gonna James Bond, the Shaken, that's third, and you make some popcorn. Go to the dollar store and buy some boxes of movie candy and have them sitting on the table for your friends to come over. And then maybe they'll say, oh, hey, I'll have movie night next time. You're darn right you will, right? Okay, so movie night. It's just gathering people together is not something that comes. It's just not for everybody, but when you do get the hang of it and you see that it can be easier than what you think, you will so enjoy sharing your space with someone that you care about. All right. Now, and it will be fun. Okay. How about get physical? Exercise is really important for your health and wellness and your mental state. So I've already talked about the walking. That's the easiest way to get moving and get the endorphins going. But I love yoga. It's like no stress on my knees and but I feel so good afterwards because I've stretched things that don't need stretched. even a stretching class, or you can follow along with somebody online to do that, or go to a place where there's yoga. I always feel that when I'm with other people doing yoga, I do it much better than when I'm by myself and I don't have anybody watching me, right? So I'm going to do my best when I'm in a group trying to achieve my yoga, my warrior position, right? So do yoga. And how about swimming? Swimming is a great thing to let low stress as well on the body. And depending on what you feel up to and what your physician says you're able to do, I can't say enough about getting physical in a exercise class, or however you can get that in. And then what kind of businesswoman would I be if I didn't say, have some fun and take a tour, right? And there's all kinds. I put links to a couple different things. Free walking tours by the Pittsburgh Historical and Landmark Foundation, where you meet with them and you walk down 4th Avenue and they talk about the historic financial district of Pittsburgh. My friend Sylvia owns Pittsburgh Burgers and Bites. It's a walking tour where you go on a tasting crawl through a neighborhood and you taste different things at different places. Or the hop on hop bus in Pittsburgh, where you can get on and off and see different things throughout the day. Or you want to do something engaging and special and unique, I'm your girl. All right. So these are all wonderful lists of ideas, but wow, how am I going to do this, right? Overwhelming. So I'm going to ask you to really think about setting a personal goal for planning fun in your day to make a difference in your life. Okay. And how are you going to do it? I think the calendar is a great way. Getting a calendar, putting it somewhere where you can see it, is a great way to help you really set aside the time, pick the day, and really plan for it. Okay, because you're going to talk about it. You're going to say, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But if you don't actually write down, oh, next Thursday, I'm going to go to the farmer's market on the north side. It's from this time to this time. And you actually write it down. And I use highlighters all over my calendar to make it look fun, different colors for different things. So calendar, those squares are always filled with things like doctor appointments, pick up prescription, take care of this, all things that are stressful. Let's pick one square a week and put something fun in it just to start. Okay. The other thing, I know. I'm so silly, but I'll name the days of the week, give you kind of motivation. So Sunday, fun day. Monday, movie day. Tuesday is track and field day. Take a walk. Wonderful Wednesday. Try a new restaurant. Free stuff Friday. Go to a free concert. Sightsee Saturday. Drive to a new neighborhood and check it out. You can kind of give it a little, I'm such a theme person, so that's also very fun to work with a theme. Okay, another way to get it done. Sit down and take a piece of paper and just write down ideas you have that you would be willing to do to have fun. Write them down and then cut them up and put them in a jar. I call it create a jar of fun. And then when you're, feeling blue, feeling down, feeling overwhelmed, feeling like, hey, we're out, what should we do? Or we need to go out, we're going to go out tomorrow. Pull something out. Maybe you'll be lucky and it'll say, go buy a jelly-filled donut for yourself. Then go do it. Mm-hmm. Or turn on Bruce Springsteen and dance for 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. Okay, simple stuff, but you'll laugh and you'll go, wow, that was great. I thought of that, right?
Mhm.
So pull something out of the jar every day, some simple little thing. And, but the main thing is to set a little personal goal so that you can make a little bit of difference in your life. And I say, start with the little 20-minute thing or one day a week. And then I guarantee you, once you get a taste for it, once you've practiced it, once you've been purposeful about it, and you have a mindset for it, you're going to want to keep doing it and keep doing it and incorporating it into your life to offset the things that are stressful and bringing you down. So that is my great wish for you, that you will be able to use those techniques and some of those ideas to plan for fun in your life. Because yeah, I put the F in fun